My dear friends, namaste. And on behalf of entire Carvi online portal, I would like to welcome you all to this first ever Carvi Youngsters Online Enclave. First of all, my heartfelt wishes to all my community brothers on the first day of this 75th Independence Day of our great nation, Bharat. We all should feel proud of being a part of this independent nation that gives us the freedom to live our lives in our own way. Our nation was once known as the golden bird, if you remember, which means that our country was full of resources. We had fertile land with an ample amount of natural resources. We were known to be the home for the largest spice market. Apart from that, the productive and most skillful human workforce was one of our strengths. Today, on this day, as a community, and especially all of you youngsters and the future of this great nation, let's all take an oath and bear the responsibility of resurgence of India in the form of the Golden Bird 2.0. Let us all join hands and stand shoulder to shoulder as a community in the journey of rebuilding this great nation through the various possibility that our country, Bharata, beholds for us. Now, before we move on to the next session, may I request all of you to mute your phone because what is going to happen next is really important for us and is our pride. May I request all of you to mute your phones for some time? Okay, thank you. So let us begin this journey with our national anthem sung by three young kids from our community, Shrisa Sarang, Shivamogga, Shaivika Karvi, Kumta, and Shrika Sarang, Shivamogga. Shrika, Shaivika, and Shrisha, are you there?
ಭಾರತ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ವಿಧಾತ
Jai, Jai, Jai.
Thank you, Shrisha, Shaivika, and Shrika. May Mother Bharati bless you all with a good future. So, friends, thank you. So, friends, Carvi Online decided to call today's event as Education for Freedom. When we say this, we mean education for freedom from ignorance, arrogance, and apathy. मुळार विद्या आणि ज्ञान घेऊन आम्ही अहंकार अज्ञान आणि आलस्य हेजेसन आम्ही स्वतंत्र पडून घेया हेजे अर्थ. The second thing is that today's event is probably the first Carvi Youngsters Online Conclave. And hence we decided that this event should be by the youngsters, of the youngsters, and for the youngsters. Hence, today's discussion panel comprises of 9 bright youngsters from our community with whom we are going to discuss about the most important topic which determine the future of an youngster's life, which is what to study after 10th, that's SSLC, and 12th PUC. So they say nobody can understand what is better for a child than a mother. So today, our guest panel also comprises of two eminent ladies from our community who will also be guiding us on the key question being discussed on today's event, that is what to study after SSLC and PUC. So without much further ado, let us start the session. But before we call the panelists and the guests for the discussion, may I request Sri Ravi T. Nayak to address us with his words of advice, which is much valuable for us from this day and definitely for the future as well. Ravi Anna, request your words of advice.
Hello. Sugga Samajaka. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. सगळं बंधू भगिनीक स्वातंत्र्य दिनाचे 75 वर्षाचे स्वातंत्र्य दिनाचरणेचे शुभाशय. हॅलो, ऐकता?
होय, ऐका तो बाबा.
हॅलो,
ऐका तो.
Hello. Yes, yes. Continue,
Wait, wait,
Mama.
wait.
ओके.
बाबा सांगा ऐकतच
तो आईचे स्वातंत्र्य दिनाचरणेनिमित्त कार्वी यूथ ऑनलाईन कॉन्क्लेव्ह कार्वी online.com आमके अवकाश दिला. ह्या तरीच इट इज ऑल्सो अगेन फर्स्ट ऑफ इट्स काइंड. हेचे सदुपयोग आमगेले मुखाची पिढी घेणं काय म्हणजे एक भावनेर बाळ एक उत्साही तरुण लोक केले हेजे मुखार हे जे पट्टी काम करीत आसाय तेंका सगळो लोकांचो हांव शुभाशय दिता आणि धन्यवाद दिता. शॉर्ट रितीन सांगचे चोणाक म्हळ्यार सिंपल रितीन सांगचे म्हळ्यार एक गार करूक 4 कंब जावं काय एक गार करूक 4 कंब जावं काय तशीच आमगे जीवन जंत्रीच्यो 4 कंब्याचे आधार म्हळ्यार पिलर्स. व्हॉट आय एम टेलिंग यू इज अबाउट पिलर्स. विदाउट पिलर्स वी कॅनॉट स्टँड ऑफ अवर ओन. हे 4 पिलर कोण, 4 कंब कोण? दे आर ऍक्च्युअली एक स्वतः विद्यार्थी, एक स्वतः तुम्हीच आमगेले स्टुडंट्स, दुसरे आमगेले हेत्तवर म्हणते आमगेले अण्णम्मा, तिसरा आमकां ग्रुमिंग करतले गुरु लोक, गुरुवर्यर, चौथा तुमगे बग्गे तुम्ही लायजन बेळवणी जावन मुखार एक साधन कर काय म्हणचे एक व्हड आशेन एक समाज म्हणून करता. ते समाज आमगेले ते समाज आम्ही कोंकण कार्वी समाजाचे भाव बंधू आमगेले 4 हे कंब्यार हे पिल्लरारस आणि जीवन आसा त्या जीवनाक होंदवान वयचे आमगेले मुखाचे एक दृष्टिकोन. तेकाच हांव ह्या संदर्भार सगळ्योच अण्णम्माक बंधू भगिनीक आणि ह्या एक चित्रण मागतोन सनी कसले असल्यार सनी समाज म्हणजे आमकां जावं काही म्हणजे एक भावनेन आम्ही एक लीड घेवचे एक प्रयत्न करया. आमगेले जिवितावधीत आमगेले जिवितावधीत आमकां एकूच आमगेले 1 पॉइंट एजेंडा म्हळ्यार कळगूत आसा. आम्ही आमगे जिवितावधीत आमगेले समाज, महादरी समाज आणि बदलावणे जालेले समाज म्हणजे एक खुशी पडवांचे एक अवकाश आयले या जनरेशन आमकां दिवंक काय म्हणचे उद्देशान हे समाजात बुद्धिजीवी जावन कळकळलेले सामाजिक कळकळलेले लोक गेलेले 60 वर्षांकिंत पटल्यान ह्या सगळं करीत आसाय. संघ संस्थे बांधून की समाजाचे एक ಸೇವ್ ಇದು ಇತಸಾಯಿ किंतु तिंका मी सामाजिक संत म्हणून काय तिंका मी सामाजिक संत लोक तेणी किंतु आमगे समाजाचे मात्र संत बांधलेले मुख्य व्यक्ती नरसिंह मारकाटी, वासुदेव नाईक, गणपती शिपाई, रामतीर्थ वनावरचे आणि मस्त लोक साई तेमेच आणि एक आमके मार्गदर्शन दिला तेक्कन गुणजावन ज्याला तरीच तेक्कन गुणजावन मुखार समाज वचत आसा ज्याला तिंगेच्यान आमगेले स्ವಂತ एक ಕಟ್ಟಡ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಭವನ करू जाऊन ज्याला त्या जत्रेच हंत हंत जाऊन ऍक्च्युअली आत्तेच्या जनरेशन त्या जत्रेत संधी केला सगळ्या व्यवस्थित मुखार तुमका खंडीत प्रयोजन मिळता तुमका आडल्याची विनंती की तुम्ही या गार म्हणले कोणच आणि ह्या 4 लोक एक सेफ्टी सांगणार काय रहतं म्हणून तुमच्याकडे विनंती आणि ಸಮಯಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ जावन आसा ते आसानी तुम्ही बेळसून घेऊ काही अत्यंत गुरु आणि समाजाच्या मार्गदर्शन केन्ना तुमका आसता तुम्ही ते डेव्हलप करा म्हणून तुमका ह्या संदर्भात सांगान सुगोलो काकू हे जे पट्ट्यालेलं या कार्यक्रम करचे आमगेल्या समाजाचे कळकळे आलेल्या तरी धन्यवाद दिता आणि कोणी जाऊन विश यू ऑल इंडिपेंडन्स डे 75th इंडिपेंडन्स डे थँक्यू हॅलो
Thank you, Raveena.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Your words really means a lot to us.
Hello.
Hello, Raveena. Your words.
Good.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Raveena. Your words means a lot. It really reminds us, an elder and a wise person at home is so important for anything to be successful or to meet a meaningful end. So we'll continue our today's event, and once again, I would like to welcome all the panelists to join us. Just a request that let's start with a brief introduction of yourself. I will probably call out your name in the chronological order. So once I've called out, then maybe you can start introducing yourself. Today we have about 11 panelists who will be discussing on today's topic, of which we have 2 guests, Mamata Subraya Karvi and Rupa Ramesh Karvi. Joining them are 9 bright youngsters of our community: Aditya L. Nayak, Aishwarya Karvi, Akash S. Karvi, Amisha Patel, Manasvi Karvi, Nimita Karvi, Preeti Tandel, Rishabh Nayak, and Vikram Karvi. I welcome you all. So let's begin with a brief introduction about yourself. So Aditya Naik, let's go start with Aditya Naik.
A very happy Independence Day to all. Hello everyone, I am Aditya L. Naik, son of Lilaka M. Naik, Padma L. Naik. I am from Bangalore. I have secured 95% in SSLC and 90% in PUC. I am currently pursuing product designing at MS Ramaya Applied Sciences. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. Aishwarya Karvi.
Hello everyone, wish you all a happy Independence Day. Myself Aishwarya, daughter of Sudhakar Karvi and Netravati. I just passed out my 10th with a percentage of 98 and a total marks of 614. Currently studying first QC from Sri Venkatramana PU College, Kundapur.
Thank you, Aishwarya, and congratulations. Could we have Akash S. Karvi next?
Independence Day to everyone here. My name is Akash S. Karvi.
I'm currently pursuing my second year law degree from Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai. And I'm son of Suresha Karvi and Chandravati Karvi. I'm currently in Bangalore. So thank you everyone. My SSLC percentage is 97.92 and my PUC percentage is 92.5. Thank you so much.
Switch on your video when you're introducing yourself. Okay, next we have Manasvi, next we have Amisha A. Patel.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Hello, good morning, everyone. Happy 75th Independence Day. I'm Amisha A. Patel. My parents are Anand Patel and Asha A. Patel. I'm currently studying in Bangalore in architecture third year in Acharya Anabi School of Architecture. So my PU and 10th marks are in PU I got 82% and in 10th 92.32%. Thank you.
Thank you, Amisha, and welcome. We have Manasvi Karvi next. Manasvi.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Manasvi. I'm from Kundapur.
Manasvi, can you switch on your? Sorry. Can you switch on your video for a moment, beta?
Okay, sir. But network issue, I think, sir. So.
Okay. Continue. Sorry. Can you start from the beginning?
Yes. Okay. I'm Manasvi. I'm from Kundapur. Presently, I'm studying second PU in Sri Venkataraman PU College. I scored 96% in SLC. I'm a daughter of Jairaj Karvi and Padma Karvi.
Thank you and welcome. Next, we have Nimita Karvi.
Hello everyone, myself Namita Karvi, daughter of Yashwant Karvi and Kripa Karvi. I'm currently pursuing first PU Science in Narayana Group of Institutions. I completed my 10th from SFS Public School ICSE with 96.2%.
Thank you, Nimita. We have Preeti Thandel next. Preeti.
Hello, sir. Myself, Preeti Thandel, daughter of Pandurang Thandel and Savita Thandel. And I'm from Kumta, and currently I'm doing graduation in BCom second year in Dr. A.V. Bhaliga College. In SSLC, I scored 87.67%, and in PUC, I scored 94.17%. Yes, sir, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome, Preeti. We have Rishabh Naik next. Rishabh. Thank you, Rishabh. So we have Vikram Karvi next. Okay, I'm not sure. Aishwarya, is Vikram there?
No, sir.
Okay, so let's proceed. Last but not the least, we have two special people to guide us in this entire event for today. First of all, let me welcome Mamata Subrai Karvi. Ma'am, over to you.
Good morning, all. Happy Independence Day. Congratulations all the participants who are not only the participants, even the achievers, because their marks and the course which they have taken is really inspiring. Okay, with this, where our achievement, I feel somewhere we are lagging behind. Okay, well, my name is Mamta Subraya, assistant professor. currently working in VT Degree College. With 17 years of experience, I found myself enjoying lots more with students. And the students who are especially interested much in career development of themselves. Those who wanted any such sort of help, any such sort of assistance, definitely I found myself in guiding them or sometimes learning from them either. Thank you. We can just have a discussion and then further we'll be in connection with each other. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Last but not the least, Rupa Ramesh Karvi. Madam, the stage is yours, or the E stage is yours. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, sir. A captivating good morning and wish you all a happy 75th Independence Day. I am also very much pleased to hear the percentage and their courses what they have opted. Congratulations all the achievers and all the best to you. Myself, Rupa Ramesh Karvi. I am from Bhatkal and I am working as a headmistress in Vidyavati English Medium School since 5 years. Prior to that, I had worked as a headmistress in Nauniyal Central School for 14 years. So put in all together, I have 21 years of service where I have got Best Teacher Award, Eminent Teacher Award and Punctual Teacher Award. All these 3 awards to my crown. I am also very much pleased to be associated with Karvi Online, and I'll give my little bit of contribution, whatever is required for our community. I'm always there for the service of my community. Thank you so much for providing a floor and this opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So without any further delay, let's start. Ideally, it's ironical for me to say or caution about the time, because today's event, I think I wasted a lot of time. So just a few sanity checks and words of advice before we start the next session. Since we have lost time and we are running short of time, let us stick. I think I've already provided you the time slots that we would have for each of these questions. So let us try and stick to that time frame. So without further ado, let's go on to the next session. One information to the audience is that these questions have been picked up based on the general queries that most of the students have in their minds, especially when they're about to write their 10th exam or exams in general, and the kind of courses they want to take after their 10th or PUC, and of course the future goals. So the questions are based on that, and we are going to talk to each of the participants today, and then we are going to take an opinion from the guests, and that's how this event is going to proceed. End of this event, we will have a Q&A session where the audience could welcome to raise their questions. We will also have a discussion panel. So let's start. Again, we'll go with the chronological order. The question I would like to start with is, there is a preparation time for the examination, and then the way we write it. There are a lot of times the students prepare well, and in the exam time there is some kind of pressure that they have, and there's something which goes wrong in the exam. This is for such kind of students. I would like to know from all you participants, the 9 of you, what was the method that you adopted while writing your exams? Like, it could be time management or prioritization of questions. What is the method you adopted? And before that, if you could briefly say, let's say for your 10th or PUC, how much time prior did you start preparing for the exam? Like, was it 6 months before, 1 year? When did you start preparing for the exam? And most importantly, let us know how did you, what was your method that you adopted while writing your exams? Aditya, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sir. Speaking about the method I adopted in the exam, I would start with the quote. Our mind is like water. So when it's unsettled, it's difficult to see. But when it's calm, it becomes clear. So in the exam hall, calm is the key to ace the exam. Coming to answering the questions, I would first go through the question paper so to get an idea of the questions I can answer, then start with the lengthy answers. So if by chance, if I don't get enough time at the last, I could answer all the 1 markers and 2 markers at the end. And at the last, this is a must and should rule. We need to check all the details like the register number and question number sections and make sure you have answered all the required questions. And coming to the preparation, I would like to quote from Benjamin Franklin, that is, be ready to prepare or you are preparing yourself to failure. So most of us, we do the mistake of preparing at the last moment, like 1 month before, few months before. But I would suggest you to start from day one, prepare your own notes and make sure you get all the things covered. And I would also suggest a small hack. So if you want to remember, let's say you need to answer a question through points. So you can use this trick, which is like abbreviation. So let's say you need to answer the question like name the things in the room. So you can just pick a word like Konkani, and then starting with each letter, you can associate a point with it. So this might help you to remember the points in the exam. Thank you, sir.
Fantastic, Aditya. Thank you. Aishwarya, what's your opinion on this? What was your method to prepare for
The
the exam?
practice I followed was I just read once and revised as many times as possible, twice, thrice, as many times, how much time permitted. I revised so many times because I think revision is the most important thing while writing, before writing an exam. And instead of referring many books, I just referred the textbook. I wrote all the points what the lecturers give in the textbook itself. So reading becomes easy and it is not like confusing also. And before writing exam, I see the pattern of the model paper, how questions will come from which lesson, what type of questions may come, and try to solve it after reading to check whether I read completely or not. And most important thing I feel is not to let demotivated, should not be demotivated, because I thought that SLC is the turning point of our life and should not let ourselves demotivated. And in that manner, I kept myself motivated. Yeah, that's the thing I followed.
Fantastic, Aishwarya. Thank you. Akash, what would be your response? How did you prepare?
So as both Aishwarya and Aditya said, if you want to ace any exams, what we should do is that we should start preparing it from the very first day when the syllabus gets started. You can't do anything when you start it 1 month before or 2 months before. Consistency is the only key which you can do. So yeah, if you study one day, if you leave the second day, then it will be not any consistency in that. So you should prepare it consistently. And coming to the pattern of paper, you should completely revise the paper once it has been given. Don't start when the paper when you get the question paper itself. There may be some catchy in the paper. There will be some difficulty questions in that paper to test your knowledge. So my point is that be calm, revise everything what you have read once in a year, once in a time. So then you will be you'll get the paper very easily. So do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akash. That was really helpful. Amisha, how was your preparation?
Yes, sir. Coming to my preparation first thing I would say that time management and priorities are both play a very important role while writing our exams. So planning is necessary when it comes to time management, right? So you have to plan accordingly. First, for example, if we have like 1 to 10 questions, if you are thorough with first 1 to 4 and 8, 10. So which one is easy? First, you have to focus on that and write down that first with the time allotment for yourself so that you'll not get distracted, right? So first you have to write the easy ones which you know thoroughly, and then come up with and then jump on to the one which we have doubt or anything, something like that. So when it comes to the preparation, what I would follow, like I always follow, is that when if there is any difficult questions or something like that, you have to if there is a paragraph answer, you have to cut down into some points, and then if the points are also difficult, you have to try making a short diagrams upon that. So if there is anything called a plane or something, a line of sentence, so you have to graphically do some drawings upon that, so that when you have that question in the exam, so it helps you. Okay, I did this diagram and I can follow this accordingly, and you can frame sentences. So this is the one method I was following every time. So this helps a lot for everyone, I guess. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that's a unique method. Okay, thank you, Amisha. Thank you. Manasvi, how? Hello.
Yes, sir. Speaking about me, I use it to practice writing daily so that we can move quickly and solve the questions. And usually I use it to go with cool minded for the exam hall so that we can not get confused and panic while writing the exams. So, and I think reading textbook is much better. So we can score the marks easily as it covers everything.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, thank you, Manasvi. Okay, Nimita, what? Let us know about your method. Like,
Yes, sir. The one suggestion that I can give is do not spend a lot of time on one question. If you find a question difficult, then leave some space or attempt it in the last when you have finished answering rest of the questions. Always remember, save some time during exam to recheck your paper. No one knows about your strength and weakness better than yourself. Therefore, when analyzing the question paper, distribute the time safely. In exam hall, I make sure that I'm not distracted by my surroundings, and the best practice that I follow is to study on daily basis and make mind maps and write down the key points.
thank you, Nimita. Mind maps is one of my favorite methods. Thank you. Preeti, you're next. What is the method that you adopted?
Okay, sir. I would like to say that I used to solve the previous year question papers, which given me a clear-cut idea about weightage of marks, marks distribution, and all of that. Secondly, I prepared a study timetable, which is the most useful thing for me. Then I started to prepare for exams from day one, not at the last moment. And I used to study for 7 to 10 hours a day, I guess. And thirdly, I used to highlight important concepts like which helped me to remember it in during the exam time. And in an exam day, I used to read the question paper very well. And secondly, the handwriting in question paper should be very neat. And at last, rechecking the answer sheet is very important because you may skip you may skip the questions in that hurry moment. So rechecking the answers is very important, as I guess. Thank you, sir. That's it.
Thank you, Preeti. Okay, Rishabh, you're I think the last person on the panel. What was your method? Okay. Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you. I think wonderful ways of preparing for exams and the method that you need to adopt while writing your exam, and I hope that this would be helpful to our audience or whoever is going to prepare, whoever is in the process of preparing for their exams. Now let's move to our guests and experts on this subject. First, I would like to go to Rupa, ma'am. Ma'am, you day in and day out, I think you are a part of this process. What would be your suggestion, ma'am? You heard the panelists. What would be your suggestion?
Yes, sir. First of all, I consider it my honor, pleasure, and privilege to be a part of Education for Freedom Karvi Youngsters Online Conclave, organized by Karvi Online, and I'm amazingly pleased to be associated with Karvi Online and salute all involved in this venture for creating such an impact in our community. I think nobody so far has taken such an initiative in this line. And I'm, as Ravi T. Naik rightly said, 4 pillars for a life. The same way, I think for this Karvi Online, Sudhakar Karvi, Tina Naik, Prasanna Karvi, and Ravi T. Naik are pillars of this. This initiative. So thank you so much. And from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank you all for giving me an opportunity. Yes, coming to the point, Aditya, I have noted down what they have told. She said, Aditya said, he's calm. From day one, he started his studies and by abbreviations. Aishwarya, she got by motivation. Akash, consistently studying. Amisha, time management, planning, and so on. Manasvi, daily study, cool-minded. Nimita, not getting distracted, and studies are strength. Mind map. Preeti, previous year's question paper solving, studying by preparing timetable. And Rishabh studied for 3 months prior to the exam. So this is what the students told with regard to the preparation of the exams. What I would like to suggest is whatever everybody have told is rightly, what they have told is correct. It is required. From day one itself, we have to start studying. We shouldn't wait for the last moment to rush and do hurry-burry. Instead, if we coolly, calmly begin our class from day one, whatever our teachers tells us or teaches us, go every day and go through it once. May prepare a study timetable and stick on to it. Study timetable is very important. We shouldn't get distracted by any way. Just like in cricket, there is googlies. Just like that, mind will give us googlies to, it will distract our mind. We shouldn't get distracted. Whatever it is, stick on to the timetable.
Correct.
And then, practice makes man perfect, we say. Practice, practice, and practice. Only that can lead you to success. On the exam day, we should never open the book and see. On the exam day, take the blessings of your elders, take the blessings of God, be calm and cool, be happy. All the positive thoughts will come to you, and that positive thoughts will definitely help you write out all the exams. Secondly, get away from distractions on the exam day. And the other thing what I would like to say is on the exam day, as soon as you get the answer paper or the question paper, be calm and start writing the papers, questions, whichever is easy. So by that you can manage time. The questions which you know very well or the questions which you can attempt easily, first go for such questions. What we do is we just go by one after the other. First question first, second question second, that is okay. If you know the questions in that order, you can go for it. Otherwise, don't mind, write the correct question number and then attempt writing whichever you know first. Otherwise, what happens is we will get confused or our mind will get blocked going to the questions which we do not know. So in that, you have to manage time and see that after completion of all the questions, every question and answers, whether you are attempted, put a tick mark on the question paper. Okay, this you have completed, this you have completed, like that. Otherwise, there will be confusion. You may miss some question and you may miss some marks. So that is a suggestion I would like to give for my dear students. Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was really insightful, and I'm sure it's going to take a lot of people a long way this time in their exams. Okay, next, Mamata ma'am, would you like to add some points onto this? And especially since you come from that career guidance background, I would really like to know. We have been talking about getting good marks. As we all know, there are definitely there are failures. That definitely there are low marks. Would you like to throw some lights on how to handle when we hit, especially for such students?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Here, when I heard the panelists and Rupa ma'am, all the while we have got to know that very good amount of preparation is being done. So this is examiner's point of view you have spoken, participants' point of view you have spoken. Now I would like to give you some light on values point of view. Those who value your paper, because I had been all these almost 15 years I had been into valuation, and I just would like to throw some light to how the valuation will take place. Now, actually, we will be given lots of script on a daily basis. For example, in degree, if I speak to you, we will be given 40 scripts a day. And 1 year's preparation or 1 semester's preparation, we will have to do within 10 to 15 minutes. Can you believe me? Just 15 minutes we will be given. And in that 15 minutes, we will have to check the paper only for 10 minutes. That's all. Another 5 minutes will go on the technical part, wherein either we will have to shade the numbers, whatever the marks which the students have scored, or we will have to upload in the mark list, or something else goes. Now, within 12 minutes or 10 minutes, how the assessment of a student of the whole year could be done. It is again in your hand only. Whatever the practice which you people have done throughout of the year, that being calm and all, wonderful. But when it comes to presentation of your whole year's hard work in 3 hours paper or 2 hours paper, just make it short. Rather than writing everything, write whatever is relevant. Okay, so I think when we dress up ourselves, we will just see which part of my face is looking good if I highlight it more. For in case if I'll have to speak about girls, they will try to put some kajal or lipstick. Boys, they will try to make their hair up so that they look handsome. In the same way, when you know your strengths and weakness, where your points you can highlight more on, while writing, please underline then and there itself. Then immediately the valuer's attention will be on that particular part where could be awarded more. Make your paper value friendly. It should not be messy enough. Make your answers value friendly. Just while writing, please have in your mind, your paper is valued in your absence, not in your presence. When you're present, most probably you can justify yourself. No, ma'am, this is what the answer which I would like to tell. But in your absence, you can't. Only your paper is there, not even your register number. That will be cut and given to us. Okay, so please make it sure, rather than towards the end when the invigilator is confiscating the paper, you underline then and there itself when your answers are in full-fledged memory. I think this will make the people have scoring more marks and less marks. There itself they are lagging. There itself the discrimination is made. Teaching will be unanimously done, uniformly done. Preparation according to the strategies they will use. But valuation will take place in this way. There the marks will vary. That is what I feel. So, thank you, sir.
Fantastic, ma'am. Fantastic. That's really informative, and I think it's very, very important. Even in the corporate world, if I must say, you said a very important point. Like in the digital world, if I may talk about digital marketing, a lot of us say the same thing. When physically you go and meet a client, there is always a scope of body language, your voice, and other things which will come in handy, and you can convince. But when you are running an ad via digital medium, it is that short time and the short message which should hit the right string. I think I think you mentioned a very important. Okay, thank you. So let's move on to the next question. And here I would like to invite Aishwarya, Manasvi, Nimita to answer this question. So since you guys you're studying your PUC or 12th standard, I would like to understand from you on what basis did you decide to choose whatever stream of education that you're studying now? On what basis? Like, was it like a peer pressure? Did your parents advise? Was it because your friends suggested you? Or in here, back in Uttara Kannada, I've heard some people telling, they go to get admitted in the college. They say, ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅದು ಸೀಟ್ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ, ನೀನು BA ತಗೋ, ಇಲ್ಲ BCom ತಗೋ, ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ತಗೋ. So that's when they so what inspired you? I mean, in fact, my own story, I think I've shared it earlier. I always wanted to take commerce, right? So me and my dad, my dad got the application. I studied in KLE College, Bangalore, S. Nijalingappa College. So we went to the college. I was standing outside. My dad said, okay, there was another person who knew somebody in the college. He came and they went into the college. And I was happy imagining and dreaming of doing my MBA and other stuff when they went inside. But my dad and dad's friend came outside and they asked me to sign on a form which said, it's you're going to study science. You're going to join science. It was all my thoughts, dreams, everything came shattering down. So I had to, I got admitted into science. So 10th is an age where you are young, things are happening, but still not very clear about what's happening. So Manasvi, Nimita, and Aishwarya, on what basis did you choose whatever you're studying now? Aishwarya, let's start with you.
Yes, sir. Personally, I'm interested in knowing the anatomy of human or a structure of human, physiology of human. But being a biology student, it's a very beautiful moment for me. So for me, PCMB was the best option, I think. So I chose PCMB, science.
Very nice, very nice. Manasvi, how about you?
Yes, sir. I always wished to take a science. Actually, it was my childhood dream, in fact, to take a bio. So we can learn more interesting facts in science, and I think it's more better to take a science so that wherever we go, we'll find a job opportunity. So I selected.
Okay, Nimita, what made you take? I think you're studying science, right?
Yes.
How did you?
I would like to say, do not get into peer pressure or any other thing while choosing your stream. Since childhood, I was fascinated towards biology, which made me choose science PCMB. Back in school, I used to take care of lower classes as a school leader. I like to talk to people and solve their problems, due to which I wanted to pursue medicine.
Fantastic. Thank you. I think Vikram is not there, so let me move on to guess. Mamata ma'am, now we've heard Aishwarya, Manasvi, and Nimita, and coincidentally, they are all from the science background, and it is generally termed that somebody with the higher percentage of score gets into science. Now, I would like to ask you, what would be your suggestion for those who might not be able to make it to science or unsure, like, what if I get low marks? What next? Any words of advice from you shortly?
Sir, we should be really thankful in this regard. NEP, New Education Policy, which is about to be implemented from June. This batch of new admission is definitely going to reap up the benefit of NEP. And as we have already heard, I wanted to take science, I wanted to be in medicine. Okay, so these are the different streamlines which had been segregated in our existing education pattern from PUC itself. I mean, the moment you finish 10th standard, by the time you would be realizing what is your interest. In case if you are not, then you will end up in something which is a disaster, according to the narration, whatever I have heard. Right now, we have got a combination of such sort of courses which are available for us, wherein we can study all the streams, and then after while we can decide what exactly we would like to be proficient in, which would be helpful for our ultimate goal, job.
Correct.
So in this, actually science or commerce or whatever it is, it only doesn't end up only in the masters. What I feel is there are several other courses which are available, which we can do as a side-on course, as a add-on courses. In case being commerce student, if you would like to have something more information on paramedical or engineering or any other stream, you can just have yourself. Time. You'll have to give time according to your interest either, and you can go as you can take up as a short-term course or a certificate course or diploma courses, which are quite available right now. And we can add on that as part of our interest. And most of the time, in case if our occasion and vacation goes together, only then it ends up in a successful career. That's what I feel. So, yeah.
Correct. Thank you so much. Hello. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay. My next question, Rupa ma'am. One thing we generally hear, very sad to hear that a lot of students, they have a lot of pressure in their minds when they write their exam. When the result comes out, we have heard a lot of tragedy stories when students kill themselves or end up in suicide, and some people get into depression, and some people quit education because they thought they failed. What would is it really like assuming that somebody takes up supplementary, clears